Hey guys, Luke here and welcome back to Season 4, Episode 5 of the James Hart Be a Pro Rugby League Live 3 Career Mode. Now, last episode you would have seen it. If you haven't, go back and watch it. It's been a little while since between drinks since uploading, but it was a really good one. James Hart played a huge part in the Bulldogs lifting the Auckland Irons trophy, so the first bit of silverware for James Hart. Now, how this translates into the regular season, nobody really knows. I think we do have a team very capable of doing something special this year with the Bulldogs, and I think James Hart will play a big part in that. Obviously, two Dally M wins in a row, and he's looking for a third. And based off the nines, he's looking pretty darn good to go on with it. Now, barring injuries and that sort of stuff, I think this is going to be the breakout year for James Hart in terms of rep footy. So we really need to make sure that he starts off in these trials really well. You saw there was a nice little pass just then. And we're looking to sort of just back up through the middle here. And we're taking around a few players. And I thought for a second we're going to go through that little gap there. But I don't know who the forward was. Maybe it was Josh Maguire or James Timey or someone. Because Josh Maguire is actually in the Cowboys now. But it's right there. That's not a good start from James Hart. Antonio Winterstein just goes straight around him. Just not really paying attention too much, to be honest with you. But it wasn't the greatest, but we're just going to have to deal with it. Down 6-0. And it is only a trial, so it's not like super important that we need to win these games, but obviously you'd like to win them. Now they're looking for another try here, but I think it's Tyrone Phillips comes up with a big tackle after James Hart ended up missing, a pretty simple sort of tackle. Didn't even get an attempt on him. And Winterstein scores the second try of the game for himself there, taking the lead out to 10-0. And you might notice Michael Morgan goal kicking. He's actually in the 5'8", spot. Looks like Thurston is not at the Cowboys or he's injured. I don't know what's to go there, but no Thurston for this game. But that's some great work there from James Hart, just through the middle. I think it was Mortimer maybe linking up with him. So Mortimer looks to be have the 5'8" position wrapped up for the time being. But James Hart opens up the scoring for the Bulldogs there. And it's about time he did something good in the game, because so far, we've been 20-odd minutes in, and it hasn't been a hell of a lot of positive influence by James Hart. Been a lot of stupid stuff. Now, we did end up scoring. I think Hogginson kicked the goal, and you can see we still playing a little bit stupid. Now, I've been sort of shitting on James Hart a little bit, saying he's not playing well, but just the team in general, team as a whole, weren't playing good. But you can see there we kind of did force a little bit of a turnover while defending on our own line, which was quite good. And then we ended up just taking a hit up and making a few meters. So I just want to show that little clip, because it just shows that we still got that strength there. We're still building that strength, although the strength is maxed out. But all those other little techniques and that sort of one, they're going to give you a few more points in the strength category as well. But you can see the defense actually, when we make contact, is actually quite good. So just got to make sure we make contact, read the play well, and we should be okay in defence. But that was a great kick by the Cowboys, and we're looking for a nice kick return. That's exactly what happens, splitting them through the middle there, and we could have maybe got an offload away. Did have an arm away there, but Damien Cook jumps in the dummy half, still at the Bulldogs on this Be a Pro career. But they do head to the left there. All they had to do was draw and pass, but we hit them on the inside there, and that's a great work from James Hart, and he's linked up with Tyrone Phillips, and back in the middle there is James Hart, and he scores the second try of the game, and he should really make the scoreline all even there. Well, Hogginson will. I didn't show him kicking the goal, but Hogginson kicked the goal there, and it is 12-all at half-time now. I just want to say, it wasn't the best of starts of James Hart. You can see he's second in the player ratings with Winterstein at number 1. But, once he turned on, holy shit, he turned on really well. I really like that second try that we just scored, the one that just happened previously. I really like that, just because it was more of a team play. It wasn't just like this one right here. We're scoring a hat-trick here for James Hart, straight under the post there. Took it around, I think it was Lachlan Koo at the fullback position. Just stepped back inside there. Pretty simple stuff. Pretty standard stuff in Rugby League Live 3. But what isn't really standard is team tries on Rugby League Live 3. And I just really like that, how we got it out to the winger passed it back to us, drawn and passing. I really like those draw and pass tries for a fullback to score. They're not the most spectacular in fifth they scored in real life, but on this game it's really nice. But that was a nice tackle, nice little rundown there as well from James Hart. And unfortunately the Cowboys end up scoring anyway, so that was a little bit annoying, and they are looking to tie the game here. Yet again, it's 18-all. It is a very high scoring game. Michael Morgan kicking the goal again. And we just got to make sure we start defending. Or when I say we, I don't mean James Hart, because he's really turned it up. You can see there another good tackle, but the Bulldogs in general just need to tackle. Now, that would have been a great opportunity to strip the ball there, should I actually have known how to strip the ball on the game. but I don't think anybody really knows how to strip the ball now. That was a little bit of a cluster just there. I wasn't really sure exactly what was going on. The ball was all over the shop there, and it gives the Cowboys an opportunity, but James Hart taking it into his own hands there, just making sure they get nowhere near the try line, and he ends up coming up with some really important tackles, and there's another one right there, and you can see second tackle right here. They're just drawing and passing right now. James Hart comes up with another tackle, so although it is only a trial, he's putting his body on the line, and that's another tackle from Hart. That's the third tackle in the set, I believe, and we did have an opportunity to try and slot a field goal, but I thought positioning wasn't the greatest, and I think it's only a trial game. Wasn't sure if we went to extra time or not, so just throw in a grubber. Who cares? A draw, that'll do. It seems like a pretty okay result, and we're not really playing for wins here. But why go to extra time or whatever? Like, what's the point? I'm glad we got a draw. We could have maybe just taken a shot at field goal, but yeah, like I said, we just sort of panicked a little bit and just went for the grubber, and we're hoping that we're going to have enough time to get another set in, but obviously it didn't work out that way. And we move on to the second game, which is taking on the Dragons. They've got a really, really good side. The former, the Rabbitoh connection there of Johnston, Walker, and even Dylan Farrell was a former Rabbitoh. But looking at this side, they've got a lot of players who I'm not really too familiar with, but one player you will notice is Moses Mbai sitting on the bench there. He's left the Bulldogs to go and sit on the bench at the Dragons, which I find pretty funny. No way was he ever going to displace Widdop. The halfback position for them is actually pretty vacant from looks of things. I don't know who Shannon Crooks is, but I'm guessing he can't be rated too good in this game. But the Dragons, I'm not sure what's to go there. Don't know why they'd sign him by, but yeah, it's just a weird decision for him by. He left the Bulldogs. We had Reynolds. He's competing with Reynolds in the 5'8" position. And then you've seen here Daniel Mortimer playing for us there. I think it's Josh Reynolds actually playing this game in the 5'8" position. So it's a little bit weird. Actually, it was Kieran Foran in the 5'8" position. That's a really weird signing. Actually, a really good signing for them, but you'd think Gareth Widdop was the man for them. But 6-0 down. So we're looking for a little bit of magic there. James Hart looking to do so. Unfortunately, ends up with a forward pass there, which gives the Dragons an opportunity. And the Dragons do strike again. That's pretty poor from us. When I say us, I mean James Hart. The initial run itself was actually quite good, but there was just no reason to go for the offload. I understand my thought process in doing it, but at the same time, just didn't need it. And right here, absolute ridiculous shambles there, and Dragons end up scoring. Andrew McCullough scores to increase the lead, 16-0. Can they turn it to 18-0? Yes, they can. Kieran Foran's lost the goal, but what happened there is the ball hit James Hart, and thankfully Tyron Phillips ended up getting the ball, but he got dragged back into the own in goal. That just happens. There's no momentum there, but that was absolutely pathetic work there from James Hart. He's had a shocker of a game so far, but maybe last game he started off playing shit as well, so maybe he can eventually turn it on. Fingers crossed that's what happens. But that was a nice little tackle there, followed up by him getting absolutely steamrolled by, I think it was Kieran Foran. And I don't know if it was Johnson or someone who picked it up, but basically just getting it back into the defensive line, trying to get ready for any sort of bomb going up, which does happen. And the Dragons come down with it. It's Joel Thompson, goes up and scores his second try of the game there. And, Dragons absolutely thumping us. I know they're a good side in this game. Didn't think they were that good. I thought us Bulldogs would, really go on with this game, to be honest. We go expecting to win every game, but we had a great preseason, and we're looking to sort of end the preseason for us on a high note and go into the regular season full of confidence. But you see Foran scores another try, just seems to be bombs away, and then a try for them every single time nearly. But half-time couldn't have come at a better time. Actually, it could have come way earlier, but 30-0, we needed that. You can see Foran absolutely dominating. They've got lots of players on 199, everything, but we do have a pretty good start to the second half. It was James Hart coming up with a nice little tackle, which resulted in the Dragons trying to force an offload, and that was great work there. It was a little grubber followed by a tackle in the in goal. We did force him back in, so that was really, really nice stuff there. You can see us realising that Dragons having so much success with the bombs. We put up a bomb ourselves there, through James Hart actually was, and Greg Eastwell comes down with it, scores a try, and we get a try assist in my eyes. I don't know if the game recognises them as try assists, but it's a try assist in my eyes. Hogginson kicks the goal, and we're nowhere near back in it, but we're at least trying in the second half. We're winning the second half now. I don't know why we decided to go for a dummy there. There was absolutely nobody there. Maybe we're going for a little bit of the Wally Lewis? I think it was the Wally Lewis dummy to nobody and hope they just fall for it. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. Dugan read it like a book because it was probably like a Dr. Seuss book. Anybody can read it. But yeah, it was really, really dumb. We should have taken them on like we did in the first game. Took on Lachlan Coote, worked out well, but we just tried to, we thought we were a little bit too smart for our own good there, and it worked out terribly. And Kieran Foran just barges his way over the line there, palmed off one, I think, and then just dragged himself over. He's a really, really good player in this game, Kieran Foran. I highly suggest you pick him up. Every time we come up against him, he just absolutely destroys us. Now, yeah, career modes, maybe get him. But you see right there, straight from the kickoff, they actually threw it into the uprights. Now, I thought that was really, really funny, and we want to take advantage of it. We rushed up, we tried to make a tackle. Unfortunately, the tackle was unsuccessful, and we couldn't force him back into the in-goal. But the main thing was we were recognising, what was happening, and we're trying to go for it. Now, we're through a gap here, and it did work out quite well. It's not something that we really created ourselves, it just sort of happened. But Dugan comes across and makes a big tackle and does force us over the sideline, and they make a break immediately. I think it is Kieran Foran again. Foran's absolutely destroyed us, but yeah, the Dragons, it look like they're going to be a bit of a force this season. I don't know how they've went in previous years, because I haven't really taken too much note of who's been winning these Beta Pro series seasons, I should say. But yeah, we've got a lot of work to do before the main season starts. Hopefully we can get some good training sessions in and just get the team gelling, because I mean the Nines said that we should be good to go, but the Nines, as we've seen in real life and in this game, doesn't really say too much about the regular season. Anyways, that's where this video is going to end. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Luke on YT, Facebook page in the description below, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye guys.